Have you read 1 John 5? I recently read part of an article, a Motor Trend article, that described the question or asked the question, can the new $160,000 Corvette be considered a supercar? They did a driving comparison between the Corvette, a McLaren, and a Lamborghini. It takes more than specs on a paper to prove if you belong to the supercar club. And just for clarity, I'll be sticking with my motorcycle. John states a Christian principle in much the same manner. We should be familiar with the statements of James when he tells us to be doers of the word, and I will show you my faith by my works. Actions speak, and that's where John goes. In 1 John 5:2, we read this. This is how we know that we love God's children, when we love God and obey His commands. We all know that it is easier to say we love than to follow through with the actions. John knows that. John doesn't want us to say empty words that have no follow-through. John makes it clear that we can determine our love for God's children by our actions. We're going to read the verse one more time out of the Message, and it calls it a reality test. The reality test on whether or not we love God's children is this. Do we love God? Do we keep His commands? It reminds me of the Great Commandment. First, we love God with all that we have, heart, mind, soul, and strength. The second of the Great Commandment, is to love your neighbor as yourself. You might say that John adds a little clarification and understanding. You can't love your neighbor or God's children without first loving God. And again, it is easy to say, I love God. The proof in that statement is shown by our obedience, our faithfulness to the commands of God. If we love God, then our actions will reflect our desire to trust the Word of God and seek to live it out on a daily basis. John has already acknowledged that at times we will fail to do so, but that we will seek forgiveness and return to the pursuit of walking with and loving God through our actions. Let my actions show our love, your love for God and His children. Keep reading, encourage others to read, and expect to find more gems to help us live like Jesus. Thank you.